Hey, this is Brandon with Seattle Coffee Gear. I'm here today with the new Eureka Zenith grinder. This grinder is actually a Nuova Simonelli product. Nuova Simonelli bought Eureka many years ago and has been branding most of their grinders as Nuova Simonelli. They finally actually have just released one though that is purely the Eureka name. It's called the Eureka Zenith E for electronic. It is effectively an MDX with an electronic front on it. Everything from the MDX internally is the same. It's really their answer towards things like the Mazzer Type A, so the Super Jolly Major Type A's. It's also an answer to Rancilio's Cryo OD. It's still a 64mm burst set, so it's no different than what the MDX was. They were just trying to really get into an electronic version. So the big feature on here is this new electronic doser. It's actually incredibly easy to use. You can see our options here as single or double. As you hit each button, you can kind of see it lights up the little cups. You know where you are, plus you have a light down here. Adjusting time is incredibly easy as you don't have to get into some type of special programming. It's literally just hitting the plus or the minus. So if you watch right here, I'm gonna hit minus. It's gonna take it down to 2.8, 2.7, 2.6, and right back up. It's very simple to do. Now what they've actually introduced as well is the ability to actually lock out those changes from happening. So if I just hit these two together, you're gonna see a little lock that happens. Once that happens, now nothing happens. It won't make any changes. So if you got baristas that really like playing around and making changes to your grind, you can lock them out. And then I just hit it again, oops, and it'll take it right back out. When you get through this side here, it's just single and double effectively. And when I actually can take this, if you watch and hold that down for 5 seconds, see the counters that just reset on there? This is a very, very unique feature that truthfully I haven't seen in any of the on-demands yet, is the ability to reset the counters. Every Mazzer, that's the biggest question we have, is how do I reset it? And there's just no way of doing that. Once I actually come inside of here, I can then bring my portafilter around. This will actually hold my portafilter in place, which is kind of a nice feature. You don't have to sit there and hold on to it. Once I activate the button down there, it'll dose out right now 5.9 seconds worth of grind. You take that. You can see it counting down for you as well. And once it gets there, it's done. Take it out. And that's all you have to do. We're going to just throw that away. The other nice feature about this thing actually is this fork right here actually moves. And the reason you want that is you want to make sure it's centered directly in your portafilter. They make this grinder to work with Simonelli's or Rancilio's or really any other machine that you have. And each one of those are going to have a different fork at the bottom here. And so you want to make sure it's actually getting in the middle. If you're too far one side or the other, it's going to overload that side. So you can take this, just slide it up or down. And kind of the side benefit to this, if you just noticed a little bit that just came out, any holdback that's actually sitting inside of there disappears. You knock it out. So if you really want a fresh cup, if it's been sitting for a while, you can just move this up or down and it's out of the way. So Simonelli actually carried over two of their most popular features as well from the MDX. The biggest thing right here is this micro adjustment dial. You'll notice on most other grinders, Mazzers, Rancilio's even, there's a little dial on the front, but it's really just turning a big collar. You have to move this huge collar around. This allows you just easily to turn. You just take it right there, finer, coarser. It's simple. You can do it with your finger. You don't have this big pole that you're pulling on. It makes it very easy to make a very micro adjustment. If you want to, let's say we're just off by a couple seconds on our draw, I just turn it just a little bit and we're there. The other big feature that they brought in, when you take this hopper off, and you're going to see there's a screw right here as well, you have to unscrew to get that hopper off, close it off. It's nice and tight actually on there. But once you take this off, you're going to get in here and you can pop this right out. This screw will get in your way, so you might want to just make sure it's not in your way there. But once you're in there, this is the biggest selling feature of the MDX, and they carried it over to here as well. There are 3 screws right here. And what happens, if you want to get into your burrs to clean it, you can actually take these 3 screws off, pull this right off, get into our burrs, clean it, put it back on, and our grind doesn't change. Everyone knows if you've ever worked in any of the grinders, you have to twist off. Once you twist it off, now I have to recalibrate that grinder every single time. What that does is it makes people not really want to clean their grinders, clean their burrs, they don't want to get into it. Simonelli MDX and now this Eureka, you just pop these screws off, you can take it out, clean it, put them right back on. Your grind's exactly the same as when you took it off. So it's a very quick process now. It can even happen in between a shift or anything like that. That's one of the greatest features between the micro adjustment and here that Simonelli's done, and it's one of the big selling features of any Simonelli grinder, to be honest. So that is the Eureka Zenith grinder made by Nuova Simonelli, and it is, again, it's a 64mm burst set grinder. It's completely on demand, very simple to use. Standard 110 plugs, you don't have to have any type of fancy power to it, and it is available now at SeattleCoffeeGear.com.